And what's going on, Zen Friends? Welcome into a new edition of the Zen Frenz Podcast. We're so excited to have you here again this week as Erica and myself got to interview the owner of Paparazzi Pet Resort last week in California. But we have two new guests on the podcast today, and these are longtime friends of ours. We're going to have Cassie Barton, who assists with Lugari Pet Salon in Scottsdale, Arizona. And also, we have the owner and founder of Lugari Pet Salon, Ivan Lugo, joining us today. What's going on, Lugari? How are we doing?
I'm doing great.
Good.
So, Ivan, you went on a trip recently. You went to South Africa, which was amazing. I think that was over a month ago, but I think we got to start there. I mean, what an amazing trip that you took. I know that's recently something cool you've done.
Yes, I love animals, Alex, as you know. And that's part of the story of Lugari because my mom is a vet, my dad is a biologist. So I have animals my whole life. So this trip to Africa was an amazing experience and something that I want to do for a long, long time. And not everybody have that opportunity. So I feel so lucky that I have the chance to see the animals walking around. And you know me, I love dogs and cats, but these animals are amazing. I totally recommend you guys, if you have the chance to do a safari, do it because it's a life changing. Like you leave the airport and you go in a jeep, and then an elephant crossing the
I
street, the
know.
road.
Wow,
Wow.
that's
That
like a
was
dream.
yes, that was magical. That was really, really good. An amazing experience.
I know it's funny. So Cassie and I we were also working next to each other with you, Ivan, at the Scottsdale Polo Championship about a month
Hmm.
ago, and we're interacting with all the clients and whatnot. But I remember on Sunday, you're like, "Yeah, I gotta go. I'm catching a flight to South Africa right now."
Yeah.
But you guys have fun.
We do. I'm crazy. I'm crazy. I love to do events. I love to create new things. I love to work with animals. I love to be with animals in the jungle. So,
Mhm.
you know me, I'm always running. I cannot be in my chair. I cannot be at home doing nothing. I'm always creating something.
Yep.
So, so any tips in particular? Like I've never been to South Africa myself, but I know that it's a dream to go on a safari and be able to check out that continent. Any tips that you have post trip of where some of our listeners should check out if they ever get a chance to go there?
If you go, try to save a little extra money and pay for business class because fly in 36 hours after a
Oh,
huge polo event, that was the best thing that we ever do, like paying a little extra to do the business class because I was sleeping the whole time. That was amazing. So that's tip number one.
Okay.
could you
Now,
lay all the way down?
We went to from Phoenix to New York, Nigeria,
Oh yeah.
Johannesburgo, Cape Town, and then the
Wow.
hotel. I know that was crazy. And the other tip, try to find not too many stops on the way. That was crazy.
Wow.
I know that was a lot. But the other thing is like, don't judge me, guys, but I have to be very, very honest. I try a couple animals, like I eat zebra and I eat a couple things. But just
Wow.
remember,
Wow.
these are the animals that live there, and
Mm.
it's what people have to eat. So, and remember, Africa is very, very poor. So I try it. I try it because I'm here. Let's do it. Let's try it. And it's not like I'm not pro animals, believe me. I just want to taste it a little, a little. But that was good. That was an amazing experience. What other tip can I give you? They say don't pet the animals. They look so cute, but they are wild.
Mm. Mhm.
So don't, even if it looks like a little kitty, that like a little nice cat, they are not. They are wild. So be very respectful of the nature. Don't try to go to places by yourself. Actually, I was in a safari, and then we have to wait for someone to pick us up from the room to the reception because it's animals everywhere, so it's very dangerous. And even that they look so cute, and you're like, oh, a little monkey. That little monkey can bite you. So be very respectful of every single sign and the every instruction that the people tell you to do there. So that's another tip.
Yeah, well, that little kitty is actually a lion, and that lion ate the zebra that you had for dinner that night. So I'll think twice about petting that lion next time.
I know, I know, but you know what? I was in the safari, and my room, my whole room was amazing, but I want to go out to talk in the balcony to call my Cassie. I was trying to call Cassie that night, and then I saw through the door this little thing that was like a cat. I don't know, Cassie, if you remember what's the name of that
It was
animal.
it was a genet,
Guinea. I
a,
don't know what
a
is it.
common
Wow.
genet.
And looks so cute. And I was like, hold on, that's not a cat. And I like, no, I better stay inside the room. So always follow the directions. That's another tip because they look so cute, but they are wild. So just be very careful.
Man, amazing. Well, we're so stoked that you got a chance to go out there. I know we've been working hard this year here in Arizona in the pet industry, but really excited that you got to take that vacation, Ivan, and that we got to join you at the Scottsdale Polo Championships as well, too. You all had a phenomenal costume reveal,
Yeah.
prizes going out there, all a bunch of great stuff. We also have Cassie Barton joining the podcast today. Cassie, tell us a little about yourself and how did you get linked up with Lugari Pet Salon as well?
Um, okay. Well, me and Ivan, we've known each other for I think 18, 19 years now. I actually met him through a Craigslist ad. He was looking for a bather, and so I ended up going in, interviewing, and I got the job. And I ended up being his bather for not one place, but two places. And then when he finally was like, "Oh, you know what? I'm gonna open up my own shop and I want you to be there." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, great." I was not there for the opening because I ended up moving to Oregon. But when I was ready to come back, I had called Ivan. I was like, "Hey, do you need any help?" He's like, "Not really, not right now, but you can come in." And I was like, "Okay." And then it was 2020. It was the end of 2020, and he ended up getting COVID for
Mhm.
2 months.
Oh, man.
And so I ended up like closing it down for the what is it called? The for the 10 days
Quarantine.
and yes, for the quarantine. And then when we finally opened up, I had no idea what I was doing. And he was like, "You have to open for me." And I was like, "Okay. I've never done this before. I'm a bather. I don't know what to do." And so I ended up being like owner, manager, assistant, like bathing, helping, and I was doing everything. And I had no idea what the heck I was doing. I was helping Ivan, like I was bringing him food. It was just crazy. And then I ended up just staying, and I've been there for 5 years.
Can you
And I
believe it's
love
been
work.
5 years?
No, I can't believe that it's been 5 years. It went by so fast.
Even with the pandemic as well, I mean, the fact that that was 5 years ago and how life has changed since then. But Ivan, I remember meeting you back in 2020 as well,
Hmm.
because I was originally living in Los Angeles at the time. And we were actually talking about last episode when the pandemic broke out, where we were and how our lives were all changing when they started to ground the states and force you with the curfew to stay inside for a certain amount of time. But I remember in Los Angeles, it just got depressing. Like there was
Oh
just
yeah.
lines out the door to get, your basic necessities at a supermarket, and you had to stay inside more and more. And it was just a lot of being at home and not being able to get out. And my family and I were thinking, like, let's go somewhere where we can kind of get out of this. So we were thinking Arizona. We ended up staying at an Airbnb. The plan was to be there for like a month, but it ended up, it was actually kind of week to week, but it ended up just getting extended longer and longer and longer and longer. And, the shutdowns and all that. And I remember, saying to myself, well, I'm still in a business mindset here. I'm gonna still continue to try grow Zen Frenz, even though the economy is kind of halted right now. And that's when I came across you, Ivan, being in Arizona, having the products with me and stopping in a Lugari pet salon. This was back in the mask days. So,
Yeah.
mask, no
Wow.
mask whole type thing. But yeah, we met in 2022.
And you know what, Alex? I remember that I invite you the first. I don't know if you remember, but I told you, "Hey, Alex, do you know about this big event in Vegas?"
Hmm.
That's my nature. I like you. I like your product, and I'm like, I always like to help people. That's another
Hmm.
thing that I have. So I'm like, I don't know if I was helping you or no, but I want to tell you about all these events and all the things that you can do with your business. It's part of my nature. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I, I, Erica, I'm like that always. Like I have a lot of ideas on my head. Like I told you, I'm always like moving, moving. I cannot be in one place. So I met Alex. I remember that. And like, Alex, you should come to Vegas with us and go to Super Zoo. And then I'm doing this
Yeah.
fashion show, and and
Oh,
and you should come. I mean, he came up finally 5 years later, but
finally, Alex.
We made it there. Yeah, we got to the polo championship. It was great this year.
yeah.
Did you say fashion show? Do you mean
Mhm.
dog fashion show or do you mean human fashion?
Yes. No, dog fashion show.
Okay, tell me more. Tell me more. Tell me more.
Go ahead, Ivan.
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Well, this was my 11th year doing this fashion show. These
Wow.
people tried to create this event, this polo event. They tried to bring polo to Arizona because, polo is very big in London, in the UK, Aspen, and in
Mm.
California, other states. So they tried to bring the polo to Arizona because, Scottsdale is so fancy around here, and they want a fancy event. So they did the polo the first year in 2013 or 2012, somewhere around there. But no one went to the event because the polo was not very popular here.
Mm-hmm.
So they thought like we need to incorporate more things to this event. So I was working in a big pet resort here in Arizona. I don't want to say the name,
Oh,
but
no
I
free
was
advertising.
yeah,
Right,
no,
Yeah.
right.
no, no, no. We don't want that. We don't want that. And they call them to see if they were interested to do some kind of like a show or some kind of like event with the polo. They didn't know what, but they want to work with dogs and they want to incorporate a local business because this has been like a local big event here in Arizona. So my boss back then he say, "Why you don't go to this meeting with these people and see what they want to do?" And we can. And he told me, my boss told me, "I know that you love that all that stuff, so go and do it. Go deal with that." And I say, "Okay, I can go." So I went to this meeting in downtown Scottsdale, and I remember the office is really cool, and the people was really cool. And they say, "Have you ever what any ideas, Ivan? What can we do?" I say, "Well, maybe a fashion show with dogs." And they say, "Have you ever done a fashion show?" And I'm like, "Yeah,
Fake it till you make it.
Of course.
exactly."
The answer is always yes. That's what we're looking
Yes.
for.
Yeah.
And I like,
Exactly.
"Of course, yeah." Wah, wah. That was my first time. But exactly, sometimes you need to lie a little to get some things. I mean, Erica, I've been working with them since 2014. I don't even remember now. Um, but it's been a nice way to incorporate dogs with polo, fashion, with everything, and it's really a cool event. This time we have 13,000 people coming to the polo event
Wow.
when we have like 100 people the first event.
Wow.
Uh, and you can see the difference. We have 13,000 people. We have like 50 dogs in the fashion show. And
Oh
the
my
idea
gosh.
is to invite people to create their own costumes, to
Mm.
create their own fashion with the dogs, and we do a parade. And I have three judges that choose the first, second, and third prize. We give them cash. free grooming places, prices, everything. It's so cool. And this year, I always have like celebrity judges. So
Mm.
this year, I have the Kate Gallegos, that she's the mayor of Phoenix.
Wow,
I
nice.
know.
What a great get.
I have Miss Arizona 2025.
Oh,
And I
nice.
have a celebrity photographer. So you should bring your puppy and
Oh
you
my
should be
goodness.
one of my judges next year.
Oh, that would be so amazing. Suki is a fashion diva, and
Hmm.
we would love to, actually, Suki would be the judge, and I'm just her human accompanying her. I'll assist her, but it was funny. We, had a local Halloween costume contest at a store,
Hmm.
and they asked a few dogs to be judges of it, who had won previously. So we went, and the other dogs, they were there, but, just being dogs, looking around,
Mhm.
sniffing things. Suki was sitting in her chair, watching the entries, watching them pass by. She
Evaluating.
completely, she knew her job. And so maybe she can do that for the fashion show then.
Yeah, let's talk about it
Yeah.
because I would
Yeah,
love to have you guys here in the show. This every year is getting bigger and bigger and better. So I
that's
would love to.
amazing.
And finally, Alex joined us.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes, that was great.
You tell me, how was your experience this year?
It was really good. It was a good experience. I think, with the line of vendors that they had there, you don't go to a polo event specifically looking to shop, or you don't
Hmm.
specifically looking there to go shop for your pets. But if
Yeah,
you are at the polo event and you do see here Lugari Pet Salon, you all are offering pet products, and we're next to you also
yeah,
offering pet products as well. It's a great opportunity to get out there and network. For me, I'm not always picky and choosy when it comes to where you want to invest in to get the booth and give up your weekend and go out there to network and do it. But as
yeah.
long as there's foot traffic, I always feel like it's up to you as a business owner. You got to engage the customers. That's like a part of the experience. If you let them
Yes.
walk by without saying anything, they may just walk by and go, "Oh, that's neat. I remember it." But if you're out there passing brochures, "Hey, nice to meet you guys. What are you doing today at the polo event?" "Oh, that's great. Well, come check us out. This is
Yeah,
Lugari Pet Salon here. They offer full-scale grooming here in Scottsdale, Arizona. We're Zen Frenz. We offer wellness supplements for pets." Everyone has pets, and if they don't have
yeah.
pets, they have a friend who has a pet. So as long as there's foot traffic,
Yeah.
for me, it's worthwhile to get out there and to do it. So yeah, I had a great time, and honestly, I love seeing all the cars coming through.
I know. It's
The
an amazing.
Porsches, the Lamborghinis, the
Oh,
Ferraris, like,
sure.
oh, it was sick. Like the car collection they had there was unbelievable. So I was
Amazing.
loving that.
Guys, I have a client here, and the clients are always first. So I'm going to disappear for 1 second, okay?
Hey, business is always moving. We like to
Yeah.
hear it. Um, so Cassie, let's get into you here. So you started off with Ivan and you thought you were originally going to be a bather, but then it comes out to you doing full scale, any type task, like where it was. Um,
Yeah.
how has your experience been in seeing the growth with Lugari Pet Salon since you started out and what you offer to your clients as well?
So from starting out, I was just so confused. I didn't understand how the pricing worked or like what to let them know, what products we use or what packages we have or anything like that. But throughout the years, I have bonded with the clients. I know what they're looking for. I'll ask the right questions now. I'll be like, what breed do you have? Are they short haired, long haired? Do they have skin irritations? Do they have allergies? Like, I'll ask those questions to have a good sense of what I'm going to be telling my groomers. Like, this dog is 10, but they have hip dysplasia. You have to be really careful. They have skin allergies, so make sure to use oatmeal or
Hmm.
hypo or um, sometimes they'll be like, oh, they have their own shampoo. Can you use this? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. That's totally fine. But the growth with Lugari has grown. Like since I've been there, it's getting better every time. And we learn from our clients. I think that's a big thing. Like we really do learn from our clients. Like they'll be like, "Oh, well, you guys should offer this." Okay, yeah, we'll definitely take that into consideration. And then like 2 or 3 months later, we'll start offering that. Um, like we always keep our clients at the forefront of our mind because they are what matter. We want them to be happy with how their pup is. We want the pup to be happy with how their experience was. So I think in that way we have grown a lot
Oh yeah,
of his
we
meal.
got a visitor here. What's going on,
Yeah.
my man? Good to see you checking in here.
Welcome.
Sorry, I have a client right here. Cassie, he wanna say hi. No, that's
Hey.
not Cassie.
Oh,
Where is Cassie? Where is
who is it?
Cassie? He thought that you were not working here. Like I say,
Oh,
Alex, clients are very important and they love
yeah.
Cassie.
Oh,
They always ask for me, even when I'm sick. They're like, "Is Cassie okay? Is she still working here?"
That's
He's
why
like,
he just
"I'm
asked if you're still
I'm
really?
the
working
owner.
here.
Why are you not asking about me?"
I know.
That's sweet. They must love that you advocate for them and pass along what's going to help their particular dog feel more comfortable during the appointment. So that's great.
Yeah. Yeah. I always try to treat their dog as I would treat my dog. And we do that there at Lugari too. Like the groomers treat the clients as if they would treat their own dog. So that's how we try to treat everyone.
I see that as well too, as far as business strategy goes. Sometimes we always can be focused on what's my idea? What do I think is a good idea? What do I want to put to the market? What do I think is going to work? And you may think it works for you, but that not may be what all the mass clients are looking for. So taking
Right.
a specific customer segment or taking a specific client, seeing what the market is looking for and reverse engineering that thought process to make it customer centric. What are the clients looking for? What's their feedback? Okay, now we can work forward knowing what that is versus what we
Right.
may think is a good idea, but that's not necessarily what the mass clients are looking for. So taking that feedback is really important to improve a business.
Right.
Sorry,
Exactly.
guys, I
So
have the client here.
that's
He
okay.
wanna say, he's like, where is Cassie? And I say, here, and he came all the
She's in
way
the
here.
computer.
I know. But sorry about that.
Oh, awesome. So, Ivan, yeah, we were just mentioning, Cassie was saying how important it is that Lugaris has grown over the last 5 years since she's been working with the business,
Yeah.
but also how the growth and the improvement has come from taking your clients' feedback into consideration and making all of these improvements along the way. And I'm mentioning about that importance in business, not always just thinking about what we think is a good idea for the customers, but focusing on the customers and then working backwards from there so we can always be making good improvements and offering services and products to our pets that they're going to make sense and that's what people are looking for.
And you know what, Alex? I don't sell, as you know, I don't sell a lot of things here at my salon. And looks like a commercial, but it's not. But it is. It is a commercial because the only reason why I start selling your product is because people start asking for it. And that's why Cassie and I, we listen to people and we were looking for the right brand to sell to our clients. And then I believe in the universe, I believe in the energy, and then you show up. And it's like, wow, we were looking for a good product that we can trust and people can trust the product. And we're working with you since 2020. So that says a lot. And we're working with you because people was more interested in these kind of products for their pets, and they really work. So you are right. We have to listen to our clients to make sure that we give them what they want, because always the client is always right, right?
Exactly.
Well, yeah, it's like a match made in heaven, especially with groomers, because a
Yeah.
lot of
Hmm.
anxious pets are going to that environment. And just in general, when a pet steps into a grooming salon, you've got a lot of loud noises going on. You have unfamiliar faces for a pet
Mhm.
as well, too. And it's something that you got to work through. Some pets are, I'm sure, calm and they're cool with it and they're relaxed and they know what's going on. And oh, take my foot, you missed that, or you missed the back of my ears here. You missed the spot. Other pets are, they're a nightmare in that environment. They're nervous Nelly, they're stressed out, they're anxious the whole time, they're maybe aggressive, they don't want to be grabbed or held a certain way. So our whole goal with Zen Frenz and a lot of the market research that I did before starting the company was coming to find that stress and anxiety is something that pets seriously struggle with. I was looking at a recent statistic that said nearly 50% of dogs in the United States struggle with some sort of anxiety or some sort of phobia. That's nearly 1 in every 2 dogs that has some form of anxiety. And we're looking out there and we're doing market research and seeing some of the pharmaceutical products that didn't have natural ingredients and cause drowsy effects. And so what we were thinking about with Zen Frenz, and a big thing with my athletic background and health and wellness background, is I want to put natural ingredients in my body as something that I want, and my pet should want the same thing as well too. So in 2018, in comes the boom of the Farm Bill, which the government legalized the distribution of hemp products, and that's where CBD products came about, which did not have any THC, so nothing that's going to produce a high effect. So after the market research, once we finally launched the CBD oil product, the Zen Drops and the Zen Bites, I started in Los Angeles a few years before I met you, Ivan, where I was living. And I would go to local grooming facilities. I would meet the store owners, get to know about their stories and how they started it. But just getting products on the shelf was a really big deal to form a wholesale partnership. But what we came to find, which was a match made in heaven, is that the grooming environment is perfect for Zen Frenz products because you're offering natural calming products. So the clients purchase the products from you and they use it about 30 minutes before going to the groom so they can get a Zen grooming experience at Lugari Pet Salon. Or vice versa, I have a lot of groomers who they'll do upcharges. So a $5 dose for the product or something like that. And yeah, we're really excited about it, especially because grooming's not going anywhere. And it's such a wonderful addition to be able to take that time and energy off your plate from grooming your dog at home and everything that comes along with that. So yeah, we're really excited to be able to work with you and offering Zen Frenz in Lugari. It's been an awesome partnership since we started out with you.
I don't know, and I'm very happy because, as you know, I have a grooming class that I give last week, and I was recommending people because they always ask, I mean, it's a holiday, sometimes it's fireworks, what can we do? So now I have an option, a healthy, safe options for my clients. And like I say, it sounds like a commercial, but it is a commercial because we want to advertise a nice product for our pets. You're totally right. I mean, we are not going to put in our bodies things that they are not good for us. So we want to do the same for the pets as well.
Yeah, big fan of it and big fan of CBD since coming across it, especially how it relates to pets, is we're looking to accomplish subtle calming without drowsiness, nothing that's going to be sedative for you. Now, sometimes it can be a hit or miss. There are some clients who say, I didn't notice much of a difference. So we encourage them to use a little bit more, increase the dose. But then there's those clients that say, wow, it worked exactly what I needed. You hit the sweet spot. My dog, it was stressed, but they were so calm during their grooming experience. It was helpful for travel or separation anxiety. And that's really what keeps us going, is a lot of this great feedback that we get. So that makes us more confidence. That gives us more confidence in the formulas that we're creating and the fact that we can speak positively about the products in order to push them and promote them more. So just to see that successful example, like working with you, that your clients are giving you that feedback, that helps us as like an inadvertent test subject that we're getting in real life in real time. And we take that data and we take that information from you, and then we just keep moving forward with that. So
yeah, and Cassie knows what people like, and we have a lot of good feedback from clients, right, Cassie?
Yes, we do.
So what do you find? Because I know with CBD, most pet owners are looking for calming support, but also there are those that speak tremendously about mobility and joint support from the products. Have you got clients that mention the mobility or the joint support aspect of the products?
So whenever I end up telling them about it, they're always like, my dog is really nervous and, they're a little bit older. And I'm like, oh, well, this CBD that we have, which is the Zen Frenz, it's multi-beneficial. It's great for the skin, it's great for the brain, it's great for calming, it's great for the joints, it's great for the muscles. Like I make sure to incorporate everything in that. And they're like, "Oh, okay, great." I was like, if you've seen them like limp a little bit or they're not walking as much, like try the CBD because it really does help because I ended up telling them about my sister's dog, I think he's like 14 or something like that. He's a Husky German Shepherd mix, which both get hip dysplasia. He's very old. He was not walking at all. Like he was having such a bad time. And now he takes CBD along with some other stuff, but the CBD really does help him a lot.
That's great. Yeah, I'm always fascinated. I'll hear clients who tried the Zen bites or the drops, and when they tell me specifically that their dog is not moving around well, but now he's jumping up on the couch a few weeks later, he's got the pep in his step, he's moving around
Yeah.
really well. I'm like, wow, that's really cool. The science behind the fact that the CBD is working with the endocannabinoid system for the pet to help with mobility, because that's something, especially as dog age, that's unavoidable, especially with pets. And if we can offer a natural solution, that's definitely something that we're looking for, in addition to the calming and the stress and anxiety, which that's not going anywhere. And
Yeah.
pets getting groomed, that's not going anywhere as well, too.
Right.
So looks like we'll be in business for a good amount of time here since 2020. Ivan, we want to get into the story of Lugari Pet Salon. Not only are you a groomer, but you're also an entrepreneur, someone that took the risk to go out there and start a business. So how did this all come to be?
Well, I think every good story starts with a bad story. So I literally went through a divorce from that big resort that I was mentioned earlier. And then I went to work for another nice place here in Old Town with our friend Jackie. And I was working with them, and that was amazing. But I'm like, I think it's time for me to open my own place because I have a lot of experience grooming. I didn't know anything about business, anything, nothing. I mean, I
Ah,
was,
But by the way, my key takeaway to start is the fact that you worked at a pet resort and multiple pet industry jobs
yes.
before you got to this. So you must have naturally been attracted to the pet industry.
Yeah, and like I told you at the beginning, my mom is a vet, so I have dogs, I have animals my whole life. So yes, and I learned how to groom dogs in 1998. Oh my God, I'm too old. Uh,
Let's go. The OG.
yeah.
The OG.
Yeah.
because I was in kindergarten, Erica.
Right, exactly.
So I've been surrounded with animals, with dogs my whole life. So yes, I say, no, you know what? I think it's time. I think I'm ready to do that. But I was going through a divorce and I was having a bad time in my life. I find these free business classes in downtown Phoenix, and I'm like, let's take them. I mean, they're free. They're gonna teach me how to open your own business. I have nothing to do. I don't have money. So I say, let's do it. Let's go. So I start taking free classes. And that's another tip, not just for people who love dogs, but for people who want to start their own business. I mean, I'm sure it's something local wherever you guys live that help you. It's always help. The problem is like sometimes we don't find the right help. But if you, I mean, I find this business school that they give me free classes and I'm like, wow, okay, I take them. And that's how I start my own business. I remember my first teacher, he's like, okay, how much you charge per dog? And I told him, and he bring his calculator and he was like, okay, can you groom this amount of dogs a week? And I say, yes. By yourself? I say, yeah. And he's like, okay, you can pay your rent and you can open your own business. I don't know if that was true, but I take it. I say, you know what? Sometimes we need a little push from someone to start an idea. Um, and I say, okay, are you sure I can do it? He's like, yes, you can do it. And I'm like, okay. And you know what, Alex? I didn't have any money because, like I said, I was coming from a bad divorce. Um, and I say, okay, I don't have money. And a lot of people always told me, Ivan, why you don't work for someone, save money, and then open your business? And you know what, guys? If I did that, Lugari probably didn't open. Like, I don't know. I mean, maybe some people like to work for other people and they stay there for a long time. And I say, no, I think it's time to do my own thing. I don't have money, but I don't know. I'm gonna do it. I don't know how, but I'm gonna do it. And look at 8 years later, we're still here. And
Yeah.
Cassie coming to this, Cassie is like it's Cassie's family. Cassie is not just my manager, assistant, or whatever. Cassie is like my sister, literally. Um, so always surround yourself with people that love you, people that want to grow with you. And I think that was the key of the success of Lugari. And that's the story, Alex. I with no money, after a divorce and taking free business classes and a lot of passion for what I do and a lot of ideas and a lot of energy. That's how I opened Lugari Pet Salon. And I remember I saw this space where Lugari is and was so dark and the floor was like painted with black paint and looked so awful. But I was parking in front of the place and I was imagining how my business is going to be and how I want it. And guess what? It is the way that I was thinking. I don't know. I'm a dreamer. I'm a big dreamer,
Yeah, a
but
visionary.
very, very. But I always do what I dream. Like it's not like I have a lot of ideas and I never do them. I always do all everything that I dream. That's what I always think. Put it in the universe and you will get it. But you need to be very passionate and work hard. Obviously, it's hard working every day.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Mhm.
Who was this mentor with the calculator? Where did you find this guy?
I know,
Was it
right?
Armando?
No, his name is Edgar Olivo. I will always be thankful to him. And he used to work for this organization. The name is Local First Arizona, that they work with local business owners. Their idea is to buy local. That way, the money stay here in the state, in Arizona. It's an amazing nonprofit. It's an amazing organization. Now I work with them as a volunteer. Now I do interviews to new entrepreneurs who want to open their own business, and I give them the chance to apply and the chance to go into these free classes. So now I'm a big part of this organization and I will be my whole life because they opened my eyes and they opened my business basically. Like they helped me a lot back then. So that's
That's
how I opened
wonderful. You're
Lugar.
paying it forward
Yeah, that's
to
what it's
people
Yes,
all
with other
about.
ideas.
Exactly.
Giving
Yeah.
it back.
I have to. I have to. I have to. And I want more people to open their own business. They have their Latino, because as you can tell by my accent right now, I'm from Mexico City. And they have the Latino that the name is Fuerza Local, and they have the Anglo that is Local First Arizona. And they both help businesses. Doesn't matter if you're Latino, Chinese, or whatever. You can open your own business if you really want to do it. And they help you. They give you all the tools to do it. So the name is Local First Arizona. I hope that every state have their local first organization because I know it's not just here in Arizona. I know it's people in New York or Colorado or Los Angeles that want to open their own business and they don't have any idea, like me, on how to do it. So, but they hopefully they have something on their state. But here in Arizona, we have local first, and I'm very, very thankful of that organization.
And how about you, Cassie? How did bathing pets come about for you? Because you told me that you assigned with Lugari as a bather, but how did that passion or how did that reality come about for you?
So when I came to Lugari, I wasn't really planning on doing bathing
Mhm.
because I had previously gotten injured before, but I'm better now. Um, I was just coming in to see what I could do. But throughout the years that I've been there, I have been bathing. I've been helping the groomers bathe. I would bathe dogs if they had too many. Like I would help Ivan if he ended up grooming a dog. Like I still put my practice of bathing dogs and that knowledge and what I did before into what I do now. So I'm not just the manager, the receptionist, the assistant. I'm the groomer helper. I'm the bather. I'm the cleaning up crew. Like I'm everything that they need me to be and more. So if they need someone to, help calm the dog down while they're doing nails, because dogs hate getting their nails done. They just don't like it. My dogs hate it. So I try to incorporate everything that I've learned from Ivan and from my previous time working with him into what I do now.
That's so neat that you are ready to step into any role and you don't
Team
feel like,
player.
oh, this
Mhm.
isn't
Mhm.
something I signed up to do, or hey, that's not my job. That sounds really nice and collaborative that you'll what we call it for Suki at the vet is that there's a person assigned to her emotional support during her
Yeah,
appointment. So, with
right.
the indignity of getting a shot or at the groomer to get her nails done, then there's somebody that's telling her that she's the best and she's so
Yeah,
pretty and look over here, distract,
right.
distract. So I can see that
Exactly.
you've been that person.
No, and let
Yeah,
me share a
exactly.
little story. Last week, I was here on the desk doing some things, and then a client came with her puppy, and Cassie was laying down on the ground with the dog. And I was thinking, oh my God, I know why everybody asks for Cassie. When she's not here, everybody's like, where is Cassie? Where is Cassie? And now, when I saw Cassie laying down on the ground with the dog, I'm like, wow, that's why. And that's, you know what, guys, that's the passion, not only for dogs, it's the passion for everything that you do in your life. And that's why we have a good connection, Cassie and I, because we are very passionate about everything, but we are very passionate about health in general. Not just the dogs. Like we are, if a client coming with a problem, Cassie always try to find the solution for the owner, not for the dog. Like so, Alex, we need
Wow.
some CBD for clients too, for the humans.
That's
Yeah.
right. Well, the
I've
products,
I've I've actually told them that it is human
it's
grade.
human
So
grade. That's what I was gonna
if
say. The
if
products
they
are
need
human
Ah.
grade.
to if
Yeah.
they need to use any of it, be like, just ask your dog if you can have some, and then
Yeah, you got
just
to
take
steal from their
a
stash.
few
Take it up
droppers.
with the
It's
dog.
fine.
Dog's like, damn, Ivan's stealing from my stash. He's giving this to the clients. He
Yeah.
has
Yeah,
the
exactly.
crazy clients that need some Zen. All right, now my stash is out. Need to reload here this month.
Hey,
Amazing.
the CBD drops would work pretty well for that, that or a peanut butter lick mat, I guess, if somebody really likes it.
Okay, Erica, did you
Yeah,
try it already?
they could do
Yeah,
peanut butter toast. It works.
Right, yeah.
I say
A little
everything's
honey.
good except the Zen bites. If you have to eat a Zen bites, you probably lost a bet or a dare.
Yeah,
But the
yeah.
drops and the peanut butter are pretty good. The lick mat on the wall, that thought is absolutely hilarious. And if you all ever want to punish your significant others, make them lick peanut butter off the wall and video them while they're doing
Exactly.
Hmm.
it. So, Ivan, your last name is Lugo, so I already got a hint to the brand itself, but Lugari Pet Salon. By the way, if I recap everything that you said previously, these are the key fundamentals. Number one is market research. You have to conduct your proper market research.
Yeah.
Number two is a mentor. That is absolutely essential with starting a business as well. You can have a dreamer, but having a mentor, someone that's been through it before, is absolutely going to help you out as well too. And then ultimately after that, you got to have the capital to do it. But once you get in line, the market research, and then also you have that mentor and you have all those fundamentals, it's going to eliminate the risk that you have with starting a business. And that
Yeah.
looks like what you were able to accomplish as well. And also love to hear about giving back, because that's ultimately what it's all about at the end of the day. You've got this knowledge from this experience, you learned what worked from you, but what's even better is passing that down to the future generations who will be able to replicate that, and that gives us a lot of fulfillment and joy in our lives as well too. That's what it's all about. But how about the brand? So you had this idea of grooming in your mind. How did the Lugari Pet Salon brand come about?
Well, I don't want to call my business grooming salon or grooming business. I want something different. I mean, if you can see even the logo, the Zen is backgrounds. I like different things. No, that's because I didn't know how to put it together. But um, the Lugari came from my name. Like I say, I'm from Mexico City. So Mexicans, we have two last names, your mom last name and your dad last name. So my complete name is Ivan Lugo from my dad and Garcia from my mom.
Oh,
That's a great
nice.
fact.
Yeah. So in Mexico, when you go to school, they call you first your last names and then your name. So they usually say Lugo Garcia Ivan. And I'm like, here. So I was thinking about like, how can I mean, that's funny that you asked me, Alex, because it's a story behind that. It's not just like, I'm gonna name it like this. And I'm sure
Right,
you have your own story with your
right.
name by the way, I love your logo. Simple, nice, and stylish. Those are my three words that I have when I create something, anything. Need to be simple, nice, and stylish. So that's what I was thinking. And I'm like, okay, when I was little, they called me Lugo Garcia Ivan, Lugo Garcia Ivan. And I was thinking, Lugo Gar E. Lugar E. And like, that's the name. That's the name. That's the name. That's gonna be my brand because it's all my passion on that, on my name. And I choose a Chihuahua because I'm a Chihuahua lover. And Rocco, my Chihuahua that he passed away a couple years ago, I was showing him in these confirmation dog shows, and he became the number one Chihuahua in the United
Wow.
States in 2011. And I remember one time when I was at the Madison Square Garden in New York showing him, I will never forget that experience. And I was thinking, I need to have Rocco on my logo because he for him to become the number one Chihuahua in the United States, I mean, that was a lot. It's very
Wow.
difficult to
Yeah, that's
accomplish that.
insane.
It's
Yeah.
insane. It's money, it's passion, it's the dog, it's the beauty of the dog. It's showing him every weekend. It's a lot. So I'm like, I need to I have the name Lugari. I need something like you have your little puppy there too. And I'm like, I'm gonna do Rocco. Rocco is gonna be the Chihuahua on my logo. And then I like, I don't want to say Lugari grooming. No, let's do pet salon, something more stylish. And I always thought that my salon will be in Scottsdale because that's the first city that I moved from Mexico City 26, 27 years ago. And I think you always need to have a vision of who do you want to be your clients? And I always thought, because this is the city where I live, I say, I want to keep my clients. I want to keep people from Scottsdale and I want them to feel part of this. I want a trendy name. I want something cool. And I think everything works.
I love that Rocco's in your logo. That's
Yes.
great.
And it's in my heart and it's in my head. And when he
Yeah.
passed away, I was that was so hard for me to come into work
Mm.
and see
Oh.
him everywhere in my business
Yeah.
cards everywhere. That was really hard for me.
How long ago was that?
How? How long, Cassie?
Was
Like
it, I think it
three,
was
four,
like 4 years
4 years
ago.
ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel differently now? Like now it's nice to see him memorialized, in your business?
Yes, definitely. I mean, that little dog teach me a lot. I mean, that little Chihuahua was competing at the Madison Square Garden in Westminster in New York, and he was the number one Chihuahua in the country. I mean, if he can do it,
That's
I can do it.
Oh,
I'm
that's
hyped right
great.
Yeah.
now. Wow, what a feat. I never
Yeah.
even knew that,
What
Ivan.
a
You never told me
star.
till now.
I know, Alex, you don't know a lot of things about me.
I gotta keep probing, keep picking at the questions.
Yeah.
I'm sure you didn't know that I was from Mexico City.
No, not until you told me either. Which by the
No.
way, when I think Chihuahua is the iconic in Mexico, you see like a lot of the movies and stuff like that as well. But I did go to Mexico City for the first time a year ago. I cannot recommend it enough. If no one's been there before, it was unbelievable. I'm from New York, so you don't find a lot of places that can compare to New York City, but Mexico City
Yeah,
was up there. I mean, that's a big time global city that you're talking about. The streets were so clean. The price of food is like perfect. We were in
Alex,
a
the
high
food is
rise. The
amazing.
food's amazing.
Mm.
Like those late night churros, the horchata, the tacos we went to. Oh, it's top tier. But with the reputation, with a lot of people, they're in a bubble here in the United States. They'll never know more than the little town that they're from. They
Yeah.
think places are dangerous, so they don't even decide to go. And it's all about growing, meeting new people, and
Yeah.
testing things and getting out there because you would never know if you didn't get on the plane and go down there to see it. You read the news, you read all this negativity, you live in this bubble. You'll never know what's out there until you take the flight and go take a chance. And I was pleasantly surprised with my experience in Mexico City.
I'm glad that you lived that experience. Cassie had the experience. I sent her to my apartment with my family too.
Yeah.
And you know what? That was just like South Africa. I get a lot of good things about South Africa and a lot of bad things, like, but not about the animals, about the people. And when I get there, I feel so good. So that's another tip for people that is watching or listening.
And
Just
both.
explore the world. I mean, do things, take a little risk sometimes. Obviously,
Find
you are
out for
not going to go
yourself,
to.
not what everyone tells you.
Right.
Find out for yourself so you
Yes,
can
yes,
you
yes,
Exactly.
yes.
can
Yes.
come to a conclusion yourself.
If you have the means, travel. You will learn so much about yourself and about how to relate to others
Yeah.
and how in many, many ways we're all similar. Language barriers can exist, but still you can communicate. And it's really such a rewarding experience, but also really it lets you out of your bubble. We're so insulated sometimes in just our own world and routine. And this can break you out of that and give you new perspective on your own life. So I just always say, if you have the means, go for it. Go travel.
Never regret
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And also the fact too that pets are universal. So we're
Mm,
all here in the
Yeah.
pet industry, but how cool is it to think that, the United States is not the only place that it goes down, these global pet
Yeah.
conferences. There's buyers and businesses all over the world. And we're probably more so on the forefront than a lot of the other countries with the accessibility and the capability that pets get here in the United States. But that's growing too in other countries as well. Erica and I were interviewing a podcast guest from Turkey a few years ago, and she
Mm.
was mentioning about how their laws and regulations compare to pets as well, and how it's so different, here in California. Well, a lot of our goals as well, being in the space, is to see a lot of that stuff open up. We want to
You
see
know what?
Logari Pet Salon internationally, not just in
Please,
Scottsdale.
yeah.
please,
Yes.
please.
Let's take it global.
You know what, Alex? That's one of my dreams. I mean, I want to do it, and I know I will at some point. I will. I will. That's on my head, and I want people to remember that Chihuahua. So I'm coming with a brand of clothes and brand of things.
Rocco.
So yeah, Rocco is gonna be everywhere, and you will recognize him. Talking about Turkey, let me tell you something. I have the opportunity to go to Turkey 2 years ago. They have a lot of dogs on the street.
Mm.
The difference between Mexico and Turkey, because in Mexico maybe you saw dogs on the street, maybe not. I'm not sure, but there's a lot of dogs on the street. In Turkey, the government they put the shots and they fix them. They put a tag on their ears, so you see the dogs on the street, but they take care of them somehow. So that was a good improvement. I was thinking, oh my God, I wish they do that in my country, but they don't. But Turkey was
Did,
surprised me about the doggies.
That's
didn't
wonderful
you
that they get
say,
care.
Yeah, they take care of that.
Ivan, didn't you
Guys,
tell me once that you were at a shop and there were like dogs and cats just kind of wandering around inside the shop too.
Yes, that's like you learn from other countries. I went to this place in Korea, and they have libraries that you can go and read and use the internet, but also they have cats everywhere. So if you don't have a pet, because Korea and Japan are very little countries, so they don't have a lot of room on their house. And what they do is like you can go to these places and play with the cats there.
Oh,
That
wow.
was that, and they were so nice places. Like I'm like, wow. I mean, we can learn from other countries, we can learn from other places. That's why it's very important to travel and see the world.
I've seen these. I have a Japanese breed, Shiba
Yeah,
Inu.
I know,
So,
I see you.
okay, good, good. My Shiba. I love Suki so
I see
much.
your Instagram.
And I've heard about these cafes in Japan, and I think
Yes,
for similar reasons. And you can go in and play with Shibas, and that way, being a pet owner is a huge and long responsibility. And so there's many reasons, like you said, housing size, but just lifestyle reasons that people might not be able to have a pet, but at least
yeah,
can interact. I mean, the dogs seem very well cared for and that they love the interaction. And then being Shibas, they'll trot off for some alone time during it. But
Yeah.
those cafes look so cool. I hope something like that happens in the States at some point.
I think I heard that they were trying to do cat cafes
I've seen
here.
cat
So,
cafes.
You have,
yeah.
okay.
I don't know if I've
Yeah.
seen dog cafes, but I've seen cat cafes. That's a thing.
Well, I know that they do like puppy yoga and goat yoga. So, I think they're trying. We're us in America, we're a little behind, but we're getting there.
We
Well,
do.
and there's also food and drink, there's regulations that I think might stop, it might be hard to get around in certain places to do something like a cafe that allows pets. I'm not sure,
Yeah,
but I feel like that could be one barrier and,
right.
depending on the city.
Especially too, like a social club, something that's local. We've talked about this as well, Erica, and I have seen some of these type businesses around the country, but somewhere you can just go during the weekday or on the week. You can work from your laptop. Your dog is playing with other dogs. You're meeting other pet owners. You automatically have something in common right there. The fact that you both love pets, that's something you can hit it off with right off the bat. Also maybe there's a grooming service that's offered in this location as well too, kind of like an all-in-one bundle. But I think that, yeah, that's definitely a great idea and where things are trending. Ivan and Cassie, so Lugari Pet Salon. Erica and I, we live in Arizona. We're thinking about getting our dog groomed for the first time. What's unique about your business? What can clients come to find at Lugari Pet Salon that's going to make you all our number one choice before we go out there and get our dog groomed?
Cassie.
Oh, you want me to take this? Okay.
No, 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 no,
Um,
no, no. Cassie
Oh,
make the
it's the
difference.
okay.
answer. Oh,
I love that.
It's
that's so sweet.
it's the customer service, is the passion. I say passion a lot on this interview because that's the number one thing. If you're not passionate about what you're doing, if you're not passionate about your business, if you're not passionate about your life, then it's like, and you can see the passion that Cassie have every time that the client walk. I have a lot of passion. I talk with the clients a lot. Uh, the same way that I talk to you, Alex, the first time that I meet you. Maybe when I invite you to all these events, the first time you're like, "Who's this guy? What's wrong with him?" Um,
Remember, the
but
answer is yes. We'll figure it out later.
Yeah, yeah.
I think the secret is that customer service, excellent customer service. I think that's our secret. And then that I've been grooming for 20 something years, since 1998 when I started grooming. And I try to, the people that work here, they learn from dog show people. So our grooming is a little different than the regular grooming for other places. Um, I love word, how you say, word to mouth,
Mhm.
like people
Yeah,
recommend
Word of
direct
mouth.
word
referrals.
of
Word of
mouth.
mouth.
Yeah,
Yes.
people recommend us a lot because they like the way that we groom dogs. One of the secrets is that we learn from dog show people. So in my head, I try to make your dog look like a dog show dog, even if it's not. So, but don't say that to anybody because that's one thing that other grooming places don't do it. And the other thing, and the most important, if you are gonna open your grooming salon, don't do it for the money. The money coming later. Do it because you love dogs, you love cats, you love what to do, and do it because you want to make the dogs look amazing. And then trust me, if you do that before the money is gonna come in. And if you do an amazing job in every single dog, people is gonna be so happy that they are gonna tip you more or they're gonna I recommend you. And that's why I never think about the money. I always think about the business. I mean, the client. And my clients are the dogs and their owners. But to me, do it because you love the dogs. Do it because you love what you do. And that's my secret, Alex, I think. And Cassie is exactly the same, but she can tell you her answer. But I think that's why we are connected really well for all these many years.
I'm pumped up. I'm hyped up just listening to that response right now. Like I'm motivated to take all of that and channel that into Zen Frenz as well too. And anything else that I try my hand at in life.
Yeah, trust me, that's the secret. And maybe Erica say, why this guy travel a lot? Erica, I'm not making a lot of money yet, but I have my own podcast too, and maybe Alex know that. It's in Spanish, and a travel agency in Mexico contact me to travel around the world and show. I
Wow.
know, that's
How
crazy.
fun. That's great. Oh my goodness. What's your podcast called?
Rojo Radio.
Rocco Radio. Okay,
Rojo,
great.
no, it's rojo,
Rojo.
like the red.
Oh, Rojo.
Yeah,
Rojo.
rojo.
Okay.
Like red in
Rojo.
Spanish.
I thought I was
Red.
like,
So-
wow, Rocco gets named on everything.
We
No,
have the
I
Azul
try
podcast here.
to
So
separate
actually-
the two business.
That's great.
Actually, Rojo Radio used to be Rojo Catering
Yeah.
before it was Rojo Radio. So he had opened up a catering service, and it was me, him, and two of our other friends who are cooks. And that's it. And I think we did like 5 events, and then he ended up making Rojo Radio, which is a podcast of cuisine, travel, some politics. I mean, he knows more. I can't listen to it because I don't know any Spanish, but it's a
Bueno.
lot of stuff.
And that's how I ended traveling around the world.
Wow.
But
That's
it's the-
wonderful.
Erika, is the passion that I put. Because if you ask me, what did you like the most, grooming dogs or host your radio show or traveling or do this? I like everything. And I put passion in everything that I do. And I think the travel agency in Mexico saw that on my podcast and my pictures on Instagram. And they say, we want to work with you. And that's how I ended doing that. So yeah, that's crazy. I'm crazy. But
Where you say passion, I say enthusiasm. I think it's the same
Yes.
thing.
Yeah.
I've always been a really enthusiastic person. And when you said sometimes it can be not necessarily off-putting, but people might not be used to it when you first meet them. And they kind of think like, what are you trying to sell me? You know, I
Yeah.
don't know. There's a little bit of a barrier.
Oh, I got 10
Especially
things right here to sell you.
Yeah, actually, right.
Maybe roll it out right
Well,
there.
since you asked, yeah. And also I'm from the Midwest. And so I went to college on the East Coast and live on the East Coast. And if you make eye contact in the street, you say hello, it's a very friendly, normal thing. And out there, if you make eye contact and say hello, they're like, I don't know you. Why are you talking to
Yeah.
me?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So it took me when I had a job in a workplace, and it did take people a little bit to warm up to me because that was just such a foreign concept to them of how to conduct yourself. But that's just who I am. So I just wear it on my sleeve, and then hopefully somebody gets to know me and they realize it's genuine. It's not, it's not some weird front. But it is some strange for some people who maybe aren't used to somebody really outgoing and passionate and enthusiastic, but I'm all for it.
Yeah, maybe that's why people think about me that I'm a little weird, but
That's not what I was saying. I hope that's not what you picked up from that. They just
but
need a
I
minute.
am, I am.
Embrace it.
He's a big social butterfly, so everyone knows when they come in, they're always like, "Hey, Ivan," and he was like, "Hey, how are you? How's the kids?" And because he'll be grooming dogs from when the owners were pregnant with their kids, and now they're like 10 years old, and he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh my God, they're so big! Like, what happened? How did this
Oh,
happen?"
yeah.
So
That's the loyalty and the longevity that you have with your clients as well.
Oh yeah, yeah,
yeah,
definitely. I have clients that I've been grooming since they were puppies, and unfortunately today we lose one of them. Like
yeah,
my client called and she's like, "Oh, Ivan, Tango passed this weekend." I groomed Tango since he was a puppy.
Oh,
Yeah, at other grooming places before I even opened this place. And yeah, people became part of your family, the same than the dogs. And it's kind of sad. Today I was a little depressed because that um, dog like remind me exactly what you just say, Alex. Like people follow me over the years, not because Lugari, not because of me,
Hmm.
because the way that I groom, because the
That
way that I
personal
talk to them.
connection that they can't get somewhere else.
That's what I
right.
told you. That's one of the secrets of Lugari, because I try to give that not just to my older clients. We try to give that to the new clients as well. And we might want to make them part of Lugari, all the whole concept and all that.
Yeah, passion, like for me, when you have said this continuously, it's not just energy. It comes from your soul. It comes
Yeah,
from your bones. It's something that's innately engraved inside of you.
yeah.
So you're not doing something on an assembly line or just doing a task. You're putting your whole being into this business that you have. And every situation that you're going about, you're treating it with that passion and you're handling it with that type of care that's going into it, and that's what's making it successful, and that's what your clients are coming back for as well too, is they can see that passion and that attention and that care and that attention to detail, and it's something that's admirable, something that you do want to come back to, and also as well it's something that you want to connect with and reconnect with as well too. And that's what's got me hyped up listening to you all talk about your story, is really the importance of being passionate about what you're doing, because that's going to get you past the money. The money's going to come, but it's going to come from you staying consistent with something and having the stamina, not to just have it be a quick idea that gets old, but having that passion that's going to sustain you all throughout the journey that you have as well too. There's actually a great quote that I listened to about Steve Jobs talking about what it takes to be successful, but he's saying you really have to have passion for it, because ultimately most people end up giving up. They say to themselves, why would I go through all this heartache, or why do I go through all this trouble every day trying to build what I'm trying to build here? And it's the passion that you have for something that's going to get you through those long nights. It's going to get you through those early mornings. It's going to keep you getting up to wake up every day to keep building what you're working on. And if you truly are passionate, let's say about pets, or you're truly passionate about helping people, that's only going to make your business better, and your clients feel that energy, and your business is still continued to be in the spot that it's in, because all of that is behind what you're doing. It's really the thread of the fabric there.
Yeah, definitely. And it's funny because I answered the phone earlier and it's all new people and they say, I hear a lot of good things about you and your business. And I'm like, wow, that's good. That's good to hear. I mean, I'm sure not every business can say the same, but we can, and we don't say it. People say it. When I answer, I don't know, Cassie, if you hear that, but people is like, I hear a lot of good things about you and your business. And I'm like,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
that's good.
I've had new clients call in. They're like, "Hey, I really want to make an appointment. So and so recommended me to you." And I was like, oh yeah, with Zoe or with Bear. And they're like, yeah, yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm sorry. I don't know the owner's name. I know all the dogs' names, but
Isn't that the truth?
and they're like, yeah, yeah, I think that's who it is. I'm like, and they're like a toy golden doodle. And they're like, yeah. I'm like, okay, yeah, perfect. What kind of dog do you have? And then we'll get into like what they have, what they want to do, and everything like that. And they're like, I'm really glad that after they've come, they've had the service, and they're like, I'm really glad that I ended up coming here. Like, you guys are so close. I didn't even know that you guys were here. And I'm like, oh, okay, great. I'm so glad. Like, I look forward to seeing you and your pet every time you come in. So,
That's the ripple effect as well too. It's karma. What goes around comes around. What you put into the universe comes back at you. And it's not all just about when the cameras are on or when someone's watching. Those interactions that you're having with your clients that are positive interactions where you're putting in that care. Or like when Ivan is saying he's seeing you sitting on the ground petting the dog when no one's around, that's
Yeah.
telling him everything he needs to know about your character and how you go about things. How you do anything is how you do everything, right? So if you keep putting that positive energy out there into the universe, the clients know it, and then they go and tell their friend, and now that friend becomes a new client of yours because of that original interaction you have. So it's super important to lead with the right foot with everything that you do. Put the passion into it, put that positive energy out there, and it's going to come back to anyone listening out there as well too with anything that you're going about.
yeah, yeah, I definitely agree with that.
So final thoughts here, guys. Lugari Pet Salon, tremendous success here in Scottsdale and a grooming business as well. What have you all personally learned and how have you grown from the experience and how have you applied this to your personal lives between you, Ivan, and also Cassie as well too?
Hmm. Cassie, do you want to go first?
No.
She's like, that's all you, my friend.
Tag, you're it.
Well, one of the most important things that I learned is that when people say that the client is always right, that's true. Even when they are not right, you know that if you let a client go unhappy, they're going to talk about your business, not in the way that you want them to talk. So I kind of learned how to listen to people, how to manage kind of like people, how to say, yes, you are right, even when they are not, in a nice way. But I learned that through Lugari, and I use that in my life in general. Like, uh, people is always right because people want to be right. And if you don't want to fight with people or spend that energy, but that bad energy, just say yes. Okay, sometimes. So that's something that the business helped me. And I'm not saying that I have a lot of bad clients, but sometimes you have those
Right.
little
For
things.
sure.
And
Adversity is always going to be there.
exactly. And if you go to my reviews on Google or Yelp, we have only a couple clients with 1 star, and they were
Ooh.
very upset
Right.
because you cannot please everybody. You cannot
No,
please
it's
everybody.
impossible.
Impossible. So um, I learned that. And the other thing that I learned is like, I wish that I can groom all the dogs in Scottsdale. That was my dream. But you know what, Alex, at the end of the day, it's like, you cannot do that. So you need to focus on the clients that you have.
Focus
You
on
need to
what you have, not focus on what you don't have.
exactly. So that's one of the things because when I opened, I was so excited, and I'm like, I want every single dog from Scottsdale, and it's impossible to do it. When I started Lugari, I was the receptionist, the cleaning guy, the groomer, the bather. I was doing everything myself. The first year, that was crazy. That was crazy. And another thing that I learned from Lugari, it's that you need to learn how to, if you don't know how to do something, just give it to somebody else. Like, I'm not
Delegate.
good. Delegate. Yeah, that's a word that I was thinking. You need to learn how to delegate, but you need to learn that in a lot of aspects in your life. Like, you don't know in everything, and you need to learn how to delegate things. Cassie's amazing. using the computer, just doing this, that, and I'm good in other things. So just kind of like divide the work, like do the best that you can in what you know how to do it, and things that you don't know how to do it, give it to somebody else. So I learned that, and I use that in my life in general, I think.
I love that. That's super important. That's what makes a good team as well,
Yeah,
too, right? In any sport, I'm a former athlete, so you got
yeah,
five players doing five different things, but one position is not going to be the best at the other position. So a lot about life is figuring out what you're good at, what are your strengths, and especially when it comes to business as well, too. You know what your strengths are, you triple down on that, you spend
yeah.
most of your energy on that because that's what you're personally going to excel in. But finding what your weaknesses are and then delegating those weaknesses to someone else who that's a strength for them. And that's what makes a great team is if everyone's popping off in their different areas, it all comes together and then you get the full picture there.
Alex, sounds that you just translate everything that I say.
That's right. I'll put it all into perspective. I'll give you some hand motions too, so we can put it up on a picture board.
Thank you, thank you.
What about you, Cassie? Your personal growth and some of your takeaways from your experience since being with Lugari Pet Salon.
I've definitely I've grown more patient, and I was patient before. I used to babysit all my nieces and nephews, and I have 10 of them. So kids are definitely different than pets, especially dogs who don't like their nails being cut or don't like their feet being touched or, you know, get a little angry when you try to clean out their ears. And so I've learned to be more patient talking to the dogs and cats, because we definitely do cats as well. And dogs are definitely better for those cat people out there. I have a cat as well,
Yeah.
but dogs are definitely easier for the grooming process. I have grown into being more social, I guess, or being more out there, because I'm a big introvert, but when I'm at work, I have to have a big smile on. I need to, communicate with the client, new or old, like, what are we doing today? Are we going to do this? I have a client who has been coming in every day for, I don't know, Ollie, the Catan. They've been
Mhm.
coming for like 5, 6 years, right? Always did the same thing, never did a cut. This last year, they were like, we want to try something new. He's old, like, we just want to try something. And I was like, okay, I have a great cut. I have a great length. You're going to love it. And they're like, we're really scared because this Catan, always long hair. The hair is down to the feet, all of it. I ended up convincing them to do this really great cut. They loved it. They were so nervous about it, but they ended up loving it. And that's what they do now for him. He's 14 years old. He's like a puppy again because we've taken off all of this hair and he's jumping around. He's wagging his tail. Like, he loves it and they love it. And that's what I've tried to put in to practice in my own life. Like when I'm meeting new people outside of Lugari, I'll go to events with Ivan sometimes and they'll ask me questions about Lugari and I'll have to, put on my butterfly wings and channel Ivan and
My Ivan
like,
butterflies.
Yeah, the inner
Wings.
Ivan.
exactly. And so working there, I've definitely come out of my introvert bubble and been more extrovert. Um, been a lot more patient with a lot of people. I've learned how to problem solve with the clients and with the groomers and with the owner, Ivan. Um, we we work together really well, and when we think of something, we're like, oh, well, let's do this and this. And he's like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. And then we can add this to this. And I was like, yeah, that would be great. And so we're always like channeling each other and
Mhm.
brainstorming. That's it.
That's great. I mean, it's really interesting to hear how it's translated to your life outside of work and that you've pushed yourself out of feeling introverted to connect with clients and help them feel confident and your confidence will give them confidence that they're at the right
Right.
place and then collaborating with them to find a solution that works and then feeling that satisfaction after seeing, wow, this not only are the clients happy, the dog is happier. The dog is
Yeah.
running around feeling, oh, finally, I'm
Mhm.
not itchy from my too much fur, or I'm not carrying too much weight or mats or
Right.
whatever the issue is. So that must be so satisfying to, do you feel like it's more exhausting to push yourself to go out of your shell, or do you feel like it's a relief, or how do you feel about that?
You know what? Sometimes, just depending on the season, like holiday seasons and when the polo comes around, that's when I get super stressed because I know that things need to be a certain way and we need to get, as many people in as we can. We try to get the clients to make appointments before the holiday season comes up, and then we're trying to accommodate them because, they were gone for a month and they forgot to make an appointment. And, I'll be like, hey, we can do this, but it'll have to be at this time. And they'll be like, yeah, that's great. Like, I can do that. I'll be like, Ivan, are you going to be here at this time? We we try to incorporate everything that we've learned throughout our lives into Lugari, and we try to accommodate everyone to make everyone happy. The groomers happy, the bathers happy, the clients happy, like me happy, Ivan happy, like, but sometimes it's so hard. It's so hard to make everyone happy at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, what Ivan's saying as well too, right? It's impossible to please everyone. Um,
Right.
and I see the empathy in both of you. That's a big
Mhm.
driving force behind both of you. And empathy can be a strength, and it also can be a weakness too, depending on how you let it affect you. But a counter to that, I think, is important always to be, believe in yourself, believe what you're putting out there, knowing that
Yeah.
you're doing the right thing and having the confidence to know that, this may not work for everyone, but we're putting our best foot forward and not getting drowned with the negativity. There's plenty of positivity out there. However, though, it's just human nature that I feel like we just look over the positivity sometimes and only focus on that one negative isolated event that can ruin our day. But a part of growth and maturity is not letting it get to you, not letting it bog down your week or not letting it bog down your day, and being able to just put it into a category in your mind where you're like, oh, that's adversity, not surprised. What's next? Check that box. Let's go forward. And not letting it ruin you. And a lot of that really just comes with experience. You have those moments that happen and you know how to work through them the more that you get faced with it as well too. Plenty of times within Zen Friends over the last 6 years in many different areas, you are not going to please everyone. Customers not going
Mhm.
to be not going to be happy about their order, not going to be happy about their shipment. Something happened and you face it head on whenever it comes up at the plate, like you're saying with customer service as well too. Address the concern, put your best foot forward, try to do right, and that's the best that you can do. Personal stash.
And
Hey, look at that.
and have some of these maybe.
Yes,
There you go.
right. If it's all
And
Okay,
getting to be too
great. Just
much,
take
this
a
it's
is
the
my
holiday
dropper.
dropper.
It's
stress.
That's right. Hey,
fine.
Ivan, any holiday specials or anything going on at Lugari Pet Salon in the next coming month?
Well, no, because we are totally booked until next year.
Okay.
But and actually, no, we don't have any specials right now because, like I say, we don't have any space for anybody right now. That's good. That's not good because sometimes, like, the phone is being ringing and I don't have a
Right.
place for the dogs right now. But we'll see. We'll see what we can do for next year. what I want to say is just thank you for this. I know that I can take
For
it
sure.
now. I can take it.
Some
But
Zen
you know what?
pre and post podcast.
But you know what, Alex? I think we are very lucky because obviously those bad things happen in a business, but we have more good times than bad times. So that's what I have been having my business for 8 years. Next year is going to be the 9th year, so I'm very excited about that. Just follow us on Instagram, on Facebook, because we're going to talk about new things. The Polo Show next year, when it's going to be more events and different kind of things.
And
And
the
I have a
fashion show.
yes, the fashion show.
Amazing. Yeah, and on Zen Friends this month, we also have the stocking stuffer giveaway going on right now. So if you all are listening, we have a $150 gift card that you can get on Zen Friends Instagram. So go check that out as well. And we were talking about anxiety for pets. We all also are going to have a promotion going on for New Year's Eve with fireworks approaching as well too. So be on the lookout
Yeah.
for that. We know that's a high selling point. So if you are in the Arizona area, you can go to Lugari Pet Salon. You can get your Zen Friends there. You can also get a full service groom as well too, as well by Ivan. He looks like he's on site today if you stopped in. But they're also booked. They're pretty popular, so you may have to wait a little bit to get your reservation. But you know you'll be getting a great experience when the time is right. Also be able to check out zenfriends.com too as well. If you all are listening to the Zen Friends podcast today, Lugari Pet Salon is the name of the Instagram account. Go give them a follow. Go check them out. Also, Sukiyaki Shiba, that's Erica Nolan's account. Go check that out as well too on Instagram. And we're so stoked today to get the opportunity to meet Cassie Barton from Lugari Pet Salon and also Ivan Lugo, the owner and founder of Lugari Pet Salon too. Guys, it's been such an honor. I could keep talking for another hour as
I
we're all my
I
know.
friends here
know,
just
and
hanging
I
out.
have to get back on the road too.
That's right.
And I have a client right there. She saw me doing this and she's waiting outside. I want to tell her to come. I know. But you know what, Alex, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. You don't know a lot of things about us. You don't know a lot of things about me, about Lugari, about Cassie. So it's a good chance to inspire other people, to just let them know that they can do whatever they want to do.
Yes.
I love that. Hey, and Rojo Radio, if you need any
Mm.
two people to come on, me and Erica will
Yeah,
jump on whenever you like as well.
Okay, we can do a Rojo Radio in English.
I'll practice my Spanish.
Bueno, bueno.
Yeah.
Okay.
You've done it before.
Vamos.
You've done it before.
Vámonos.
Amazing, guys. Well, hey, happy holidays. Thank you all for tuning in to this episode of the Zen Friends podcast with Cassie Barton, Erica Nolan, Ivan Lugo, and Alex Gray, myself. And we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you,
Merry
guys.
Christmas.
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
Happy
Merry
holidays.
Christmas.
Happy holidays.